right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Console Gaming League here. Well, we're in the NA Open tier right now. I am Dexter, and I am joined by Big Sam tonight for this matchup between Red Zeppelin and Short Bus. Sam, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. It's week one. It's a new season. It's teams still trying to figure out the meta. As we both know, there's a new support hero coming out tomorrow that might change the game. So it's a very interesting time of the anticipation of a new season, the anticipation of a new hero, some new teams trying to come together and say, let's see how we do in CGL. So overall, it's a great time to be here in CGL and watch these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, though, week one of stage one here. 4 weeks in stage one before the mid-season tournament. So every week kind of does matter for these teams here. But like we said, week one, still trying to get together as a team, maybe. And, you're going to have that little bit of rust you're going to have to shake off. But hopefully you're able to shake it off here pretty quickly.
Yeah, because you want to start out strong and fast. You don't want to go 0-4 or 2-2 or 1-3. You'd like to be 3-1 or 4-0. So a lot of teams are like, we got to come out strong and we got to know what we're going to run. / if we do know what the meta is or it's going to be, would make it easier to scrim with and practice our comms. But a lot of these guys are just going to be, look, we don't know the meta just yet. Let's just run what we run. If you're one trick, then you're one trick. Let's just play around it and let's see how these first few games go, so therefore we know how to build for the mid-season tournament and then stage 2.
Yeah, absolutely. But while we are talking about the teams, why don't we actually introduce you to the teams here? So let's start with the starting lineup for Red Zeppelin right here. Stick and I'm Just Better are your DPS. PJ is your tank. Lord and Kate are your supports here. Now, just looking at this team here, this seems like a very good team right now. It seems like all 5 players on this team, because they have no subs, are definitely going to be able to kind of work together.
They do. I'm assuming Kate's going to be a mercy bugger for Aztec, and then try to get the Ash dynamites and the ranged hit scan from an angle. If I'm Just Better's on the Genji, and PJ's favorite player is the Wrecking Ball with Winston behind him, I could see a dive with them too. And then Baptiste is one of those, he can out-heal a lot of people, but he can also put out a lot of damage. So that Baptiste is a weird, tricky, where is he going to be? High ground with the jump boots? Is he going to be low ground? Is he going to be sniping with the window of opportunity in front? And how good is the trajectory going to be for the M-Warts coming out? So, really interesting team composition.
Yeah, absolutely. But Sam, why don't you introduce us to the team they are playing tonight of Short Bus?
We have Akaza and NRG as the DPSs. And Akaza, I believe, is a Tracer one trick. I want to say I heard that. You have Necrise as the tank. Ryan guy, who will not be playing Ryan, he'll be his main support. And we have Ricky on the other support. Now, Ricky does play a lot of Ana, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a rush composition with these guys, with maybe a Tracer kind of flanking the background, while the Ryan is just getting heavily sniped healed by Ricky as the Ana. So we shall see. It's right now, it looks like from the two lineups, it's a dive versus rush, and it's a very contrast of styles.
Yeah, absolutely. And you absolutely did hit the nail on the head there with Akaza. They're only left us with one additional information about themselves, and it says Tracer Guy, nothing else. So I guess that will be who we primarily see him play tonight. Short Bus, though, does have one sub sitting in the wings. It is Smurfy X. They are a sub for a tank if they are needed here right now. But we have introduced 2 teams. Why don't we show you guys our map pool here for the night? All 5 maps have already been predetermined before the series have started here. We're heading to Busan first, Midtown second, Dorado third, Esperanza fourth if needed, and Lijiang Tower is our 5th map, again, if that is needed here tonight.
Judging by the map pool, I would say Red Zeppelin's gonna wanna run the dive with either the Winston or the Wrecking Ball, because Busan, you get the high ground and the high points, and it just screams divey. Midtown, I could see dive, I could see rush, kind of depending on certain maps. Dorado's gonna be pure high ground. So if it's a dive meta, I've seen PJ play. that might kind of fit their style more. But then again, we're not going to know until they start playing, until we see what these teams are going to use for their team compositions.
Yeah, absolutely. And Busan, 3 different sub points can bring out 3 different kind of play styles here. And, so far on the 2 streams that CGL has had to start this season off, we have really only seen 3 or 2 3-0 sweeps so far. So if you're just looking at a wow. If you're looking back at the short history so far of the stream games here of season 12, normally the team that wins the first map ends up winning the next 2 and sweeping here so far. So maybe these teams here are looking to try to get out to that first map win pretty quick.
Yeah, that's like I said at the beginning, you want to start fast. But I will say, Short Bus does have a tank substitution, like you said. But other than that, the supports and the DPS are going to pretty much remain the same. So it's going to be that interesting chess piece right there. Because again, you got Akaza's going to be a Tracer 1-trick. And I'm pretty sure after the first map, Red Zeppelin's going to be prepared for how to handle it and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're still kind of waiting on 1 or 2 players to arrive here for the teams. But, you talked about Busan, there's some high ground maps, or some high ground points on every map here other than Temple or Shrine. I forget which one it's called. But, you can easily play around them pretty good if you are a coordinated team. And, we've tried taking guesses at comps here. Dive seems to be pretty strong. Rush seems to be pretty strong at the moment. But, me and you talked about a little bit here with a name like Ryan Guy, even though they're a support. Do you expect at all to see a Reinhardt show up here on Busan?
So I'm kind of weird with this. I watched a lot of games. I watched a lot of pro teams play, and I watched the film. A lot of times, a Winston rush can somewhat, if coordinated and good enough resources, beat a Ryan rush. A Junker Queen rush can easily beat a Ryan rush with so much damage coming out. So Ryan's kind of in a weird spot of he's a lot of people's comfort pick, but also if it's a divey meta or like a Ryan or like a Winston rush or a dive, he's not going to get picked. He's going to get harassed heavily. And then the thing is, like, say Akaza is a tracer, it's easily going to be a shoot around the supports and then get pulse bomb, blink around, stick to the back of the Rhine, blink out, and then just say they give an echo in the sky shooting down. Or like an Ash pocketed by a Mercy Dynamite. Boom, that's a lot of damage at your Ryan. So Ryan's is one of those very, he's got to have a lot of resources, and you'll see if these supports can keep up with the Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like both teams are starting to get ready here at the moment. Still, remember, week 1 here, I expect to see a lot of rust from these 2 teams here. And yeah, one team's going to have to win at the end of the day, but I feel like week 1, you don't really look at that as, a big thing for your record. You want to necessarily learn a lot in this week. Sam, do you kind of agree with that? Or do you think like teams put a lot of effort into week 1 so they have that 1 win already there?
I'm used to pro football and college football, and you always have your spring training camps, and this is where you're going to what you're going to do. So a lot of times you go in this week 1 matchup, you know what you're going to run, you know what everybody's comfortable playing, you've probably scrimmed X amount of teams, so most of these teams, they know what they're going to run, they're going to have an emphasis on it, and they want to come out the gate swinging, they want that 100-0, then 100-0 to go up 1-0. A lot of times it don't happen like that. But it's going to be just a flat out, you never prepare for a game till you get hit in the mouth and you go, okay, now we got to readjust. Your league game and the scrim is 2 completely different mindsets. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but, looks like there's still some problems with some players getting into the lobby right now. So we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the star of our series.
Yeah. 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 Memories. Memories. Yeah. Memories. Memories.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Red Zeppelin versus Short Bus should be getting underway any moment here. All the players are ready in the lobby here. Sam, remember, we're heading to Busan here first. We kind of talked about before our break. You can see a lot of different comps here. You can see Rush, you can see Dive, you can see Brawl. But those high grounds, those have been a big thing in these first couple games so far this season that have been streamed.
Absolutely. With the high ground, I could see Kate and Aesthetic doing like a Mercy, Ash pocket duo up top. The Dynamites on the low ground could be massive. Then you can have PJ on the Wrecking Ball or Winston just diving behind it and just the knockback of the extra damage around there in the bubble. Shoots his lasers, dances around, jumps back up, and just it could be a lot of different intermovable changes and parts. And then, of course, the other DPS could do like a Genji and just come in and just dive in and slice through some people. If he gets a kill, he gets reset. So it can be very interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, you see what at least both teams are kind of teasing us with right now. I mean, Red Zeppelin definitely at least showing us that they want to kind of do something divey, while Short Bus looks like they want to try to do something a little bit Rush, in my opinion.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these two teams are going to do. It's going to be interesting to see the first team fight engagement. It's going to be interesting to see, is it snowballs or is it going to go back and forth?
I really think it comes down to how NRG plays this Sombra here. If they're able to get a hack onto PJ here or onto Creation or even Kate and able to take care of them pretty fast, it's going to be a pretty short team fight there. But now you finally see Short Bus engage into this team fight and everyone just diving in there. Akaza, NRG, and the Craze here picking up kills. PJ, the only one to escape with their life. Never mind.
Well, that's one way to start a game, start a team fight. You want to start out strong, and there's nothing, more demoralizing than that. Short Bus getting a huge team kill. So good momentum for them. PJ, they might want to switch to a brawler composition to see what they want to do, but we shall see.
Yeah, like look at what Red Zeppelin did here. PJ going over to the Ramatra, Static going over to the Brig, and a Lord here going over to a Bastion is really interesting. And Akaza with some help there from NRG, immediately able to get rid of Kate. Short Bus does not want to allow Red Zeppelin out of their own spawn here.
Man. Just struggling right now, trying to get something going. Momentum's the name of the game. And no momentum, it's just so hard to keep it going. And Short Bus has got all sorts of momentum right now. They're like a well-oiled machine, while Red Zeppelin's trying to figure out what they need to do to get some kills and momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. You see NRG just sitting there in the backline, waiting to get a hack on someone. Probably looking for Kate or a stick again. Like, that's been their main target so far. Getting the hack on them and immediately getting rid of them has been the name of their game so far. They're waiting for it. Waiting to maybe to get Kate here, but they're still just kind of playing it safe right now.
They are. Sombra and Tracer more or less an easy duo to play. Like, you're just waiting. Let's just pinch in and strike. Boom, that happens. You're solid. You're good to go. And just like that, the hack, the pulse bomb, the team kill, easy. Just 1, 2, 3 team kill eliminations. And if you're NRG, guess what? You can just translocate, get to the point, get team fight as fast as possible, and you're really good. And then you're gonna have Nick Rice. Probably use the ult for this one, and it's like a one-sided fight so far.
Rampage comes out, followed by the EMP. It hits 4 each, and 4 members already down and out. Kate won't even be able to get to the point in time to touch, and a dominant round here from Short Bus to start off.
Right. I think the Sombra Tracer has been really good meta, especially for the Overwatch League. And it's just that pinching ability of, let's just hack the Brig at an angle. Brig can't do anything. Pulse bomb can come in, kill the Brig and the support, and boom. That's easy coordination. You're like, hey, it's 5v3. Let's just, play our game. and then they just start snowballing after that. So very good coordination on the side of the DPS of Akaza and NRG on short bus.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two are working like a well-oiled machine right there. Lord for Red Zeppelin was really the only one to actually, I think, get a kill that entire first round there. But just how dominant Short Bus was on that first sub point is incredible. I was looking at Kate and Creation, the two players who never swapped off of their role or their heroes from the start. I believe Kate only got up to about 60% on that ultimate, while Creation only got up to about 75.
Yeah, that will do a lot for a team. The charge ult ability, and then Akaza got several pulse bombs off. The one rampage was enough to get a team wipe up itself. The EMP, like it was just they needed just one or two plays from one person on the side of short bus, and they just snowballed the team fights, which is what you want to do. So it's very good coordination by them, and so that's one of those things that you'd like to see it in the Red Zeppelin. Can they come back, and can they have even better coordination to make this a very competitive game?
Yeah, absolutely right now. And you see Red Zeppelin making some swaps here again. PJ going over to the Junker Queen. Ecstatic going over to the Baptiste now. And Lord coming out with the Hanzo. Interesting picks coming out, but Shortball's also making some swaps as well here.
All right. A good Hanzo can carry your team. Just the headshot ability, the sonic arrows. A Hanzo, a weird cheeky angle, is very hard to get rid of.
Oh, and PJ might have overstepped a little bit there, but they get saved by that immortality field coming out there from a stick there. It's a good one for them there. We'll keep them alive, but it does look like Short Bus will be able to cap point here. First getting a Kreese, though, able to take out Lord to start off the killing as Kaza is able to take point first.
Again, it's just a war of attrition right here. Both teams still trying to fill each other out. Looks like Short Bus is just more coordinated, more in sync team right now. It looks like they are just on a different level, while Red Zeppelin is still trying to find their footing and figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, but Red Zeppelin, I think, really did learn a lot from that first point there. They kind of slowed down a little bit, but Lord falling here early. So down goes Creation. PJ follows that one up, and Kate somehow alive, but they're not able to keep themselves alive long enough. And again, it's going to be a reset here for Zeppelin, but A-Stick here, very close to in damage matrix.
Yeah, they're trying their best. It's just NRG is, with the older heroes, just putting so much damage into Red Zeppelin. It's hard to keep up.
Creation able to find Ricky here. That might be the opening that Red Zeppelin is looking for. Short Bus down there. Baptiste has to get out of this fight with Ryan Guy being their only support here at the moment. Short Bus did use a couple ultimates there. NRG and Akaza using both of theirs here, but they do have some ultimates to kind of sustain themselves through this next team fight while they wait for Ricky to get back.
And it's just, if you can have good sustainability in team fights, you can draw them out. That's what you would need. And you could easily come back, and you can easily help some snowball fights, but you just got to be so coordinated on when to use your ult synergy. And then again, you see another team kill.
Yeah, I mean, Short Bus has been doing a good job so far in these team fights here. Able to find a lot of team kills already. 87% on the board right now for them and counting. It looks like Red Zeppelin just wants to go straight to point and force a fight there, but Necroize will not allow that to happen. Annihilation comes out, finds two. That will do it for map 1 here, Short Bus. We talked about before this map started here, you want to have those quick 100 to zeros. I didn't necessarily think that would happen, but Short Bus proving me wrong there, doing it here on Basan.
Yeah, I did not see a 100 to 0 than 100 to 0, but it was just very good team effort by Short Bus. You can't say one person over the other. It was just a good, cohesive team unit, good shot calling, good coordination, multiple team kills. It just looked like they were just so prepared and so focused to win this and go up 1-0 in week 1, game 1 of their season.
Yeah, absolutely there. But remember, our next map of the night here will be Midtown. So a little bit more kind of play styles you can play here, in my opinion. Actually, no, about the same. But I feel like these high grounds that you have here on Midtown, especially first point and second point, will come into play a big amount here for these two teams. And honestly, like Red Zeppelin, I feel like they got better as Busan went on. But Short Bus right now just seems to be able to kind of figure out how Red Zeppelin is improving on it, and immediately just kind of shutting it down.
They did do that, but we'll see. Akaza on the Tracer was always harassing in the back line, and NRG, regardless on the Sombra or the Sojourn, was putting in a lot amount of damage and a lot amount of stress and pressure on the back line and the tank. So those two kind of started it, were able to coordinate with each other, pinched a lot of the guys in the first map. The second map was just, harassing and also getting good shots off and good abilities in. And Necrise was just able to capitalize and play really good, solid Ramatra play, and able to get them to a 1-0 game so far.
Yeah, they did great on Ramatra, on Mecha Base, great on Junkertown in City Center, or Junker Queen on the City Center map there. And I mean, Red Zeppelin needs to figure out one person to try to shut down. Necrise might be that one person here. Kind of hard to play without a tank here in Overwatch 2, but looks like Short Bus will be attacking here first. So again, like I kind of would expect to see a little bit of a dive come out here, but I feel like you can pretty easily also see a rush come out here. And that's something we've already seen Short Bus do to good perfection.
Yeah, you could easily see a rush, you can see a brawl, you can see a dive, you can see anything. You can see a Ramatra brawl, you could see a Sugar Queen rush, a Ryan brawl, you can see a Winston Diva or a Wrecking Ball dive. Like, this map is set up where you can do a lot of different things for a lot of different heroes, whatever you feel comfortable running. So it's going to be interesting to see what these teams want to run.
But honestly, let's talk about Red Zeppelin here. What do you think they need to do on the defensive side here to try to slow down Short Bus here a little bit? Because it seems like this bus has no brakes at the moment, and Zeppelin hasn't necessarily been able to slow it down themselves here.
Well, Akaza is playing the Tracer, and that's also in your backline. So you would like maybe a Brig and maybe like a Cassidy beside, maybe like a Flash Grenade. Stick to the Tracer if you can pull it off in time. Brig stun followed by that. You can maybe get a Zenyatta in the back to where blinks around. Hey, Discord, try to body shot or headshot, turn around, Rig, whip shot, or shield bash, take away the Tracer, not have to worry about it so much. And then it's a 5v4. You can pump some resources into your tank in case your two tanks are trying to brawl out, because then your other two DPSs can just focus on your tank. And then it's just going to be a steadily, we can slow down the Tracer, slow down the poking, slow down the pulse bombs in the back line. Boom. But if the Tracer continues to harass the supports and the pulse bombs off on the supports, then it's just going to be the first two maps.
Yeah, and you can go back to the Tracer play from Akaza there on the first sub point there of Busan, with some help there from NRG as well, with those some hacks, able to find double kills with a couple pulse bombs there, especially onto both the support line there for Red Zeppelin there. So definitely something that Red Zeppelin should be looking to shut down. But what do you think when you look at the other side? Do you think Short Bus here is going to try to do anything different? Do you think they're going to try to throw a curveball, or do you think they're just going to show us something that we've already seen, but it's because they absolutely know it's worked before and they expect it to work again?
I could see NRG maybe doing an Echo or Pharo if you need one, because I'm going to be honest, the Sojourn play for Red Zeppelin really didn't do much that last game from either of the DPS, even the Baptiste is a DPS. And if not, you have a Pharo Echo raining in the sky. You can maybe do like a May Reaper Brawl kind of thing. It's just, they look so coordinated that it was just over. And it's going to be hard, but I think you got to shut down the Tracer play, because a good Tracer can't really hard carry, but it can win you 1 to 2, 2 to 3 team fights, and during the length of a 3 to 5 minute battle, so to speak.
Absolutely. if you watched the earlier stream today from CGL for the EU side of it all, when Midtown came up, I believe the casters were talking about it being potentially like world record pace. They went into the final push phase with over 6 minutes on the clock here. And honestly, that's an insane amount for any map. I don't think I've ever seen above 3 on a Midtown map here. And Short Bus, though, from what they showed us on Mecha Base, I feel like they might be able to match what we saw earlier today.
You can always match it. You know, they probably watched it as a good scouting tool and say, what did they run? What worked good versus what is our skill set? 6 minutes is an eternity if you're an offense, because you can just play around with 2 or 3 different swaps, 2 or 3 different team compositions, or you can just keep on what you're running. If it's beating the other team, just get that record times where you know, hey, if it does go into overtime or we got to go again, guess what? We have more in the time bank and we can easily play around with it. So there's less stress on you as a defensive unit. Because you're like, hey, guess what? We can easily do that. So it's going to be interesting to see if Shorebus can do it. But I see NRG and Akaza are just not hard carrying right now, but they're doing a lot of work, a lot of pinching, and a lot of good damage coming out from both of them, taking out some Red Zeppelin guys left and right.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anyone really carrying right now for Short Bus. I feel like they're all doing their roles. They're all doing them at a very good rate right now, very good pace. They're able to find kills. They're able to get a lot of utility out of all the characters they've played so far. I mean, we saw Necrise play the Junker Queen on the first map, got a lot of value out of it. Then they go over to the Ramatra and pretty much kind of stonewall Red Zeppelin at their own spawn doors here, but looks like all the players are now ready to go here. Again, Short Bus will be attacking here first, and we're seeing them come out with a little bit of a different comp yet again. The only person who has basically stayed on the same heroes the entire time for them has been Akaza and Rhine Guy.
Yeah, Rhine Guy, even though he's not playing Rhine, he's been the Lucio. And Akaza, we both know he said, I'm a tracer one trick. I'm a tracer guy. Don't ask me anything else. I'm not touching anything else. It could be a comfort pick, but also it could be just I know this character better than anybody else. On the attack right now, this looks very interesting if it stays. So we shall see what's going to happen.
NRG coming out here with the Junkrat. Their one additional fact they wanted to give us before this map or series started is that they really like spherical objects. And Sam, you know what's spherical? Grenades.
Yes. Grenades do a lot of damage.
A lot of damage, and they are pretty round here. But right now, it looks like Short Bus wants to try to go through the subway card here, and Stick able to find NRG out early. This is a great start for Red Zeppelin.
Good start for Red Zeppelin. They needed so much their last game to get some momentum back going for them. And they needed some sort of momentum boost, and it looks like they're getting it right now with some picks coming in.
Yeah, Short Bus able to kind of get everything going there once they found a stick there. Then followed up with Kate and PJ. This will pretty much be a quick first point cap here for them, but looks like Lord for Red Zeppelin has dropped out of the game. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a pause here, and it looks like we're going to be getting another pause here while we try to get Lord back into this game for Red Zeppelin.
And I think he was a soldier for them, maybe, last game?
I think Lord, yeah, I think they were playing DPS last game, but looks like they have swapped over to the no, they were playing support last game. They have still on the support this game. So Red Zeppelin down a support here at the moment. We're gonna try to pause it here and get them back in the game so we can play 5v5 here.
Yeah, 5v5 is hard enough as it is with its fast pace. 5v4 is it's a lot of stress on everybody else. Whether you're missing a support or a DPS, it's just so much more stress and pressure on you as a defense and then as an offense.
Yeah, especially with Lord being one of the supports there right now, and Kate, the only other support in the lobby right now for Red Zeppelin, kind of stuck on the Mercy here at the moment. Yeah, I think they're in the spawn room, so they could switch if they needed to, and they probably would have to if Lord is not able to get back into this one here.
Yeah. So hopefully they join back and make it a compelling 5v5 game. Of course, you always hate to see the disconnects. Happens more than it should, and it's just one of those annoying things. Hey, it's a server issue. It sucks to see it, but hopefully it gets resolved.
Yep, looks like Lord was able to get back in here, and it looks like Creation and Lord actually swapped their roles due to that. Creation now on the support, Lord now on a DPS. Don't know if that's necessarily against the rules. I would imagine it probably is.
I'm a caster. I'm not a mod or admin, so that's over my pay grade.
Akaza able to find Kate there. A stick follows up right there, going to the grave. NRG just trying to slice through some people. Necrise, though, finds two. NRG finally able to get their name in a kill feed there by finding Creation to end it all there.
Yeah, even right there, we're joining back. It's just Short Bus has so much momentum right now. And, you know, like I said, NRG and Akaza are putting so much work in on the DPS. So, like, hats off to them. They are putting so much work in, making the supports look really, really good. Necrise is just able to feast off of that.
And Akaza, NRG finding two more right there. PJ kind of by themselves now. Kind of looks like they were running back towards their own spawn there, trying to regroup with their teams. Not the 6 minutes we saw earlier today, but 5:45 for Short Bus here to complete Midtown.
Yeah, 5:45. That's a good sized time bank, and you want that when you're playing. Especially with you get momentum, you're just so much coordination coming from them right now. The dive is just so coordinated inside a Short Bus. It's just a beauty to watch.
Meteor Strike coming out here from Necrise will find Lord there, have their eyes set onto E-Stick, gonna be able to find them as well. And a lot like what we saw on Busan, Short Bus trying to keep Red Zeppelin in their own spawn. PJ able to shut down Necrise here for the first time this series.
Wow. Able to finally get some momentum going. As both Kitsune rushes come out. It's a lot of ults about to be used, a lot of abilities about to be used.
3 ultimates being used here for Short Bus, 2 being used by Red Zeppelin, but everything going the way of Short Bus. Added to the tally of all the team kills they've had already this series. It's another one here.
Yeah, it's just so much for Red Zeppelin to overcome, but it's just been one right behind the other. Just a flat out dominant win. Just nothing you can say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. 4.5 minutes, though. An insane amount of time for Midtown here. And Short Bus, again, picking up right where they left off on Busan, looking dominant right now. But Red Zeppelin, I mean, they were able to find some kills there, that defensive round there. They were only able to find 2 the entirety of Busan. I think they already have about 4 or 5 this map. And I'm really interested to see how they play their offensive round here.
Yeah. I could see a Junkrat spam. I could see maybe a flyer. Because, you know, Short Bus really didn't have a hit skin last time. So you can do with the flyer. It's going to be very interesting to see. And again, we get a Widow duel. I'm always up for a Widow duel. Like, good Widows, hard carry, and can put a lot of stress on your mercies, your supports, your tank, whole 9 yards. So,
What would you call this comp that Short Bus is running here at the moment?
This is one of the most weirdest, unique comps I've ever seen in my years of playing since OW1. It's a comp, I'll say that.
Yeah, it is certainly a comp here. Akaza, though, not playing the Tracer that they say they are only playing, coming out on the Torb instead. NRG in the background here doing a Widow 1v1.
Widow 1v1. You love to watch them. You know, the Torb turret's going to be the 6th person. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to try to do. And we'll see what happens.
I mean, an interesting start to the round here. I wonder if Lord is able to win this one. Will Short Bus just allow Zeppelin to kind of take the point? Already using the overloads there right now, and Akaza still dominant right now, and whatever hero they're playing finds Lord out here first.
Yeah. In the Battle of Torbs, it was Akaza winning that one over Lord. So Akaza's just playing out of the skull right now. Very, very, very good player. It's just still... I just don't know what Red Zeppelin needs. Like, they need something. They need a spark on offense. They need like a one big play, one big kill.
And NRG finding a stick there, winning the Widow 1v1 there. Now in a bad spot themselves, able to get healed up there by Ryan Guy. Looks like they're trying to get rid of Creation, who's in that upper window right there. But they're able to find Lord coming back on the Hanzo now. They have their eyes set back on Creation. Not going to be able to find a 360 shot there. But they do have the visors ready to go. But Creation able to find a Kaza there and get rid of their turret.
Yeah. NRG's putting so much pressure right now on these guys. And it is just unreal. Like right now, what we're watching from Short Bus, they look like a completely good, well-rounded, solid team.
Yeah, they do. And NRG showing how deadly they are on any hero right now. Lord will finally shut them down here. 2 minutes left on the clock for them to try to get something going here.
Yeah. 2 minutes on the clock. Still trying to get something going. Still ability to get a play or two, get a pick or two, and we try a team fight or something. But you just don't want to be too little too late, and you see me blinking, it's like overtime, looking, you still haven't capped it yet.
Yeah, but I mean, they get E-Stick back into this one right now, and, you know, they have a man advantage here for the moment. You do see, I believe it is a Kaza trying to run back. They're going to be able to get here. Zeppelin going to use their Kasuni Rush and the Dragon Strike as well there from Lord. Not going to be able to find anyone just yet, but it will force out the Coalescence here from Ricky. Going to be doing a lot of damage while supporting everyone that's inside the Death Train here at the moment. Woo!
Still, Red Zeppelin is trying to get some pigs, trying to get some plays going. They're trying their damnedest to get any kind of momentum going, any sort of anything to get some going their way. So we'll see what happens.
Terror Surge did come out there from Necrise. They were able to find two with it right there. And just another good team fight there for them inside of, like I said, the Death Train. Lord will be able to get rid of that turret there as Akaza is on a solo mission of their own here at the moment, looking to drop that Molten Core in the backline behind Red Zeppelin.
Yeah, that Molten Core could literally hurt a lot of different ways. It can mess up a lot of synergy right there, force the move and have to readjust and get some high ground or whatever. But it's just so hard to fight right now if you're Red Zeppelin.
10 seconds on the point right now. Bob coming out here from E-Stick. They do find one kill, but E-Stick immediately gets shut down. And I don't know if anyone from Red Zeppelin realizes the clock is running out. They're getting the kills they need. But at the end of the day, no one touches the point. Short Bus, one map win away here from being the third sweep in 3 games here streamed this season so far.
Yeah, it's like I said, you want momentum. And by the time you do get momentum, you got to be aware of the clock. And if there's no time on that clock, then you know you're like, man, we got to rush in, and you're not coordinated and prepared. That's where you make your mistakes. And just boom, you got to always be aware of your clock and your surroundings. But overall, great effort by Short Bus. And even if they would have got that point, Red Zone got that point, you still at the end of the day had to go up against probably 4 minutes and 30 seconds of another attack. So it was going to be an uphill battle.
It was going to be an uphill battle, but we're at least guaranteed one more map here tonight. We do know it is Dorado, but still the biggest thing that I think both me and you are asking for at the moment or wanting to see, how does Red Zeppelin kind of respond to this? Short Bus, you see the scoreline right there. And while there might be some times where I say, you know, the scoreline doesn't necessarily show or say a lot about the game, the scoreline right there basically says a lot about this game here right now.
Yeah. It's kind of like a sports analogy of the final score didn't indicate a lot. You could see 2-0 and 3-0, but you would also see Red Zeppelin is trying different things out. They're trying to get momentum. The final score is not indicating anything. Like, it doesn't indicate the big picture. So Red Zeppelin is trying their things. So they're pretty.
Absolutely. And Red Zeppelin, from what I've kind of learned, one of the newest teams here to CGL. They're down a player tonight. I believe Creation is just a fill for the moment here while they wait for, I forget what the fifth player's name was. But, you know, a new team and I expect that they're going to improve going into week 2 for them here. But week 1, I mean, they still have one more map to improve on here. At least if they win this map, then they have more to kind of improve on, and we might start to learn about some cracks in Short Bus's armor.
True. Like I said, but week 1, game 1 is all about your coordination and preparation, also what to work on and what to improve upon. So both teams can improve a lot after this game, especially Red Zeppelin. They can improve a lot, especially with them having creation, having a fill in. So maybe if their other DPS player came in, we could be talking about a completely different story.
Yeah, absolutely here, but it's one of those what-if situations that we just won't know until the next week for Red Zeppelin here. But like I said, still one map to try to find some stuff to work on here. Short Bus has been pretty dominant so far here tonight, and they've done it with a lot of different comps here. I would say round 2 there of Midtown was a little bit something that I don't know if necessarily they will go back and look at here. Maybe Red Zeppelin will, however.
Yeah. I just kind of figured out why Akaza went Torb. I thought it was a Tracer one trick, or a Tracer player specifically, but hey, the Torb came out and Torb did some stuff. But NRG has been putting a lot of work in the other DPS, so like if you're Red Zeppelin, go, you know what? Let's just try something. Let's just play our game. Let's just relax and see what happens. Because sometimes if you're so tensed up or stressed, you play bad. When you're relaxed, some people play better. So that could be a thing.
Yeah, and Akaza right now teasing us of what they might not be playing the Tracer here again. Maybe they're trying to show that they're a little bit more versatile than what they like to say they are.
Yeah, some people are like that. They're like, nah, just because I got 100,000 hours on Tracer doesn't mean I can't play any of these other heroes at a high level. So it's interesting to see different players play different things and how their styles will react to it. So we shall see what happens.
Yep, absolutely. Ricky, coming back out on the Lifeweaver again. They played it last map as well. Found a couple kills with it. Ryan Guy going off their Lucio. They've been playing a lot, going to the Mercy instead, but that's really just the pocket Akaza here, and they're already finding success. One down. They're looking for more. NRG shuts down Lord there. And Kate looking to go for the res, overshot it, and ends up in the grave themselves.
Yeah, that's just a yikes. Like I said, NRG's been doing really good, and just such good DPS coming from those two guys. And for Mercies, I've seen a lot of ballsy Mercy reses, but you can pull it off, you pull it off. If not, you get punished. When you get punished, it hurts.
Absolutely right now, but the car right now for Short Bus, again, no breaks here at the moment as Akaza and Ryan Guy, this pharmacy combo doing a lot of work here, pretty much keeping Red Zeppelin away from the point here. Now you finally see PJ there, but they're going to probably have to roll out because they are very low. But look at this, Red Zeppelin firing the first 2 kills here. Akaza, though, able to find one before they get res right back in this one, but Kate able to res Lord back into it.
Yeah, like I said, you pay for the Mercy res on one, but you can pull the rest, Mercy res off on another. So it's one of those weird things as a Mercy player. I've done it many a time. Sometimes those reses pay off, sometimes they don't. But I've seen a lot of risky reses from a lot of teams.
Kaza might have just been pouring some salt in the wound there at the moment there with that kill onto Creation, using the barrage to kill them and only them, because the rest of their team was already back in the spawn room.
Yeah, there's a lot of salt in the wound right there, which is not what you want. But, right now Short Bus has all sorts of momentum, and what they're running seems to be working pretty effectively.
Absolutely. Necroi's here trying to do some tech, and they're gonna be not able to do it, not able to get over that roof right there. It was really good. It looked really good, just not able to get over that last little hurdle there.
Right now, I will say Ricky's doing pretty solid on the Lifeweaver. That really doesn't get a lot of picks, doesn't get a lot of attention, but pretty good job for the Lifeweaver. Now we got an NRG on a Ash right now, so this should be interesting.
NRG proving that they're a Deadeye again. We saw it last map as well, but now they're duplicating here into the Ash. Not going to be able to get the Bob in that duplicate form right now, but it looks like, again, Short Bus already so close to the second point, looking like they're going to be able to cap it here pretty soon.
Yeah, they got all momentum. They get in the picks, and it's just so much right now coming in. Like, it's just one-sided right now. They're just shutting down everything.
Barrage comes out, finds one. Akaza able to pick up a second one right after it here. Point B already capped here, and they are already starting to push it towards its final resting point here in point C. Akaza able to shut down Creation there. And at this moment right now, Short Bus on a really good pace.
Short Bus is just all sorts of momentum. They can try whatever they want to run. They know they can, and it's just they can do no wrong right now. They're just having fun. They're playing their game, which is what you want as a team.
High Noon coming out here from Lord, not going to be able to find anyone, and Lord will get punished for it there. Creation running back to their own spawn right now as Akaza again, just throwing rockets anywhere they can, able to find kill after kill here.
Yeah, that far, especially in the EU side, I've seen a lot of FRs on the EU side, just not with a lot of damage, a lot of stress on supports and tank. So it's going to be interesting to see what Zeppelin's going to do to try to counter this going forward.
Tree of Life comes out here, but look at this. It's Red Zeppelin actually picking up all the kills here. A stick able to find two, one with Bob, one with the Dynamite. And this might be the first time all series that they're able to win a team fight here.
Looks like it, because the Bob will be your sixth person on the field, and that Dynamite can do so much damage. But that's what they need, and they can use that to help start building some momentum. Maybe self-destruct on point if you need it. So we shall see.
Absolutely, Creation trying to get rid of Akaza, not going to be able to. NRG duplicating into the Diva, and they're immediately melted out of their mech. But here comes the Mirage from Akaza. They get, I believe, life grasp off the high ground there. Meteor Strike coming out from Necroz will not be able to find anyone. It's actually Lord who's going to be able to find them right after it, but Akaza still picking up right where they left off. It's finding kill after kill here, and the card in its home stretch right now. ASIC will shut them down here, but in the end, it won't matter. Actually, wait, Red Zeppelin able to get out to the point in time to stop it, but only for a brief moment.
They tried. They put forth a lot of effort. They had some good moments, but it was just so hard. And Short Bus able to get all 3 points again for the second map in a row. And look at that time bank, which is, again, 3 minutes. That's a good attack if you have to go into overtime. But Red Zeppelin's got to come out firing. They got to come out with something. They got to come out with momentum. And they need to start getting some kills, getting some team wins, and start getting some momentum on their side. Otherwise, when you're the coaches and you go back to review the film, it's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely here, but kind of like we said, there's not a lot that Short Bus can really take away from this. There's, I think, a decent amount of stuff that Red Zeppelin can take away from it, but at the same time, I think there's still a decent amount of stuff that, you know, they're not going to take away from this game here. And we've kind of seen it already, some of the players on their team. Just some joking and not necessarily not taking it as seriously as they probably would like to here. But, I mean, right now, Red Zeppelin does have one more round here to try to show us something here. And they looked a lot better on their defensive round there. They won a team fight. They picked up a couple kills. They almost, in my opinion, won a team fight at the end of point one, but just Short Bus able to get Akaza back into that fight with that res there from Ryan Guy, kind of turned that all around.
Yeah. So if you're Red Zeppelin, there's some things you can take, and you've done good. So, there's obvious things you can build upon. And it's just baby steps, one by one, step by step.
Short Bus teching themselves up into an area where you can kind of just float around up there. Energy is already able to find one. Necroz here actually just straight up stuck, but looks like the entirety of Short Bus is going to go back up here.
Yeah, looks like I'm back up here. They're going to get some space. Red Zeppelin's going to at least they can move around and try to get a point. We shall see what happens.
Nothing going the way of Red Zeppelin here at the moment. I mean, still 3 minutes on the clock. I think one pick might honestly help them out a lot here. Necroz maybe not happy with Ricky there as they were knocked them out of the spot, but looks like Red Zeppelin knows where Short Bus is at this moment.
Right. I mean, I guess you like to see lore or aesthetic. Try to get a pick off or two. Try to start something is what you kind of need. Maybe a hack on the dupe on the tank, and then just all out DPS on the tank and get the elimination.
Yeah, that might help, but at the moment right now, Short Bus is in a position that Red Zeppelin literally has to walk fully out of their spawn to see them. And when they do that, they immediately get jumped on by the entirety of the team. Energy able to find Lord there, the barrage coming out onto PJ and only PJ. Energy finding creation there right now. And again, it's just Short Bus kind of just dominating here.
It's just you hate to see it happen. It's just like a solid team fight, solid win. It's just like nothing Red Zeppelin can do, and this clock is just getting drained little by little. Short Bus is just doing their best to do a good defensive hold where if Red Zeppelin does get a pick and does get some momentum, there's nothing on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely right here. Red Zeppelin. PJ right here surrounded by everyone on Short Bus. Akaza shuts down his stick right there as they threw the dynamite and hit everyone on their team here. But a minute 40 left in this one here, and PJ kind of getting bullied into a corner right now.
It's just, I think they're having fun right now, but the card is getting a little push, I think.
Yeah, it
Nah.
It did go about 3 meters, but now it's going right back to where it started. And at this point, Short Bus is not even allowing Red Zeppelin to get out of the spawn.
Yeah. Here's the Bob coming out. Bob. You got to get a pick or two. But this has just been a one-sided game.
And like I said, it's week 1 and Red Zeppelin, one of the newest teams here. I think from what I heard, only formed, not that long ago, down a player here. I believe they already had to forfeit this game because of that. So, trying to take whatever they could. And once Short Bus kind of dominated them through the first 2 maps, it seems like this third map was a little bit more for fun.
There's a lot here they can work on and fix. Short Bus, not so much, but it's it is week 1, game 1, so these two teams, they meet again. It could be completely different next time they play. But we shall see what happens with these two teams going forward.
Lord able to find a Kaza there. I think that's the first kill on a Short Bus this entire round here. Ryan Guy will fall as well, but they do the job and get a Kaza back in this one. Necry's low as well, but we're into the final 10 seconds here. The barrage comes out there from Akaza, will find Lord. Lord immediately gets rezzed right back into the fight here. But looks like Red Zeppelin not going to go back and touch the cart. So Short Bus will continue the streak of sweeps we've had on stream this season. Off to 3 already through 3 streams.
Yeah. A lot of times a 3-0 sweep is very common, especially with new teams coming into the league versus teams that have been here. It also credits the coaches for good scrims, good team compositions, and overall good strategies coming in so far. But good job by Short Bus. They look really, really good. And if you're Red Zeppelin, hey, go back to the drawing board and go back and correct some stuff that you could do better on, because you were kind of competitive in some of these team fights and some of the parts of these maps.
Yeah, absolutely. But remember, Red Zeppelin down a player to start this one here. Got a ringer, got in, come in here, fill for them. That was Creation. Creation did do a pretty good job for them tonight. But Red, like you even said, Short Bus kind of just in a different league right now. Red Zeppelin, I feel like they will be a team that definitely improves going into next week. While Short Bus might have just made a statement right here in week 1 saying that they are probably a team to be feared here in the open tier for console in CGL.
Absolutely. And a lot of times it's not how you start, it's where you finish.
Mm-hmm.
So like Red Zeppelin could lose this one and then go on a streak and win every single game till the end of the season. Like, you never know. But hey, you go back to the drawing board, you can go back and fix a lot of stuff. I mean, nothing good old fashioned VOD reviews and overall working with your coaches can't fix.
Absolutely. But that will do it for us here tonight at CGL. Make sure you follow us here on Twitch and over on Twitter as well. There will be more games this week, so whenever they get started, they will be wow, I can't speak. They will be at least tweeted about there or posted there as well. Again, thank you everyone who came out here tonight. Short Bus defeats Red Zeppelin 3-0 in another sweep here. That will do it for us here at CGL. Hope you all have a great night.
Yes, sir. Take care, stay safe, and make good decisions.